Hello children, how are you all? Today we are going to discuss the topic respiration. Respiration in plants, respiration in animals and respiration in human being. So let's get started. Plants exchange gases through stomata, and you know that the stomata are the tiny pores which are present in the leaves. The large intercellular spaces ensure that all the cells are in contact with air. So, in the stomata, carbon dioxide and oxygen are exchanged by diffusion. During the daytime, plants take carbon dioxide and they will release oxygen. But at night, when there is no photosynthesis, carbon dioxide elimination is a major activity going on. But during the daytime, carbon dioxide which is generated through respiration is used up by photosynthesis. Hence, there is no carbon dioxide release. So, oxygen release is the major event during the day. So, this is how the gas is exchanged during the day and night time in plants. Now, let us discuss how the respiration takes place in animals. The main points which we need to remember in the case of respiration in animals are: number one, in aquatic animals, rate of breathing is very fast due to less amount of oxygen in water, because you know that percentage of dissolved oxygen is very less. So, aquatic organisms like fish take in water through mouth and force it to the gills, from where the dissolved oxygen is absorbed by the blood. Here one question arises: why the rate of breathing in aquatic organism is much faster than that seen in the terrestrial organisms? We know that the amount of dissolved oxygen is fairly low as compared to the amount of oxygen which is present in the air. So the rate of breathing in aquatic organism is faster than that seen in terrestrial organisms. That is, the aquatic organisms will breathe more faster so as to meet the oxygen demand in the body. Other terrestrial organisms use atmospheric oxygen, and different animals use different organs for breathing. For example, the exchange of gases in earthworm takes place through moist skin, and there are trachea in cockroach for breathing, and we human beings use lungs for respiration. So in animals, passages are there in the body which takes the oxygen rich air to the area of respiration. Now let us discuss the respiration in human being. In human being, air is taken in through the nostrils, and the air is filtered while passing through the nostrils by fine hairs and mucus that is present inside the passage. From nostrils, air passes to throat, and in the throat there are rings of cartilage. You can see the diagram of rings of cartilage. Rings of cartilage is present in the throat so that the air passage, that is the windpipe, does not collapse. From the throat, air now reaches to the lungs, and within the lungs, the passage divides into smaller and smaller tubes, ending into balloon-like structures which we call as alveoli. Look at the picture of the alveoli. So the trachea divides into two bronchi. These two bronchi are the two tubes, and at the each bronchus, end of the each bronchus, there are tiny air sac-like structures which are known as alveoli. There are network of blood vessels surrounding the alveoli. So here the question which is generally asked, that is, how are the lungs designed in human beings to maximize the area of exchange of gases? we have to say that in the lungs there are numerous alveoli. The alveoli are very thin. The walls of the alveoli are very thin to facilitate the exchange of gases. And there are number of blood vessels which surround the alveoli, which help in transportation of the gases. So the presence of the numerous alveoli increases the surface area for exchange of gases. So thus the lungs in human beings are designed to maximize the area for exchange of gases. Now we will see the mechanism of breathing. During breathing, what is happening? During breathing, air is sucked into the lungs and it fills the expanded alveoli. The oxygen in the alveolar air is taken by the blood vessels after releasing carbon dioxide collected from all the cells of the body in the alveoli. Then from the lungs, the respiratory pigments take up the oxygen and transport to all the cells of the body. And you know that there is respiratory pigment called hemoglobin in human being. This hemoglobin is present in red blood cells or red blood corpuscles. And hemoglobin has high affinity for oxygen. That means hemoglobin has high attraction for oxygen. So hemoglobin will bind with oxygen molecule, producing oxyhemoglobin, and will be distributed throughout the body. So now remember one thing, carbon dioxide is more soluble in water than oxygen. So it is transported in the dissolved form from the blood, but oxygen is transported by hemoglobin. So one question also comes like how carbon dioxide and oxygen is transported in the body. So you have to always say that carbon dioxide is transported in the dissolved form. So this is how the respiratory system works. Hope this video is helpful for you to understand the respiratory system in human being. Read this topic, and if you have any doubt, let me know. Thank you.